Hey there, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about two letters that make a very small yet powerful word. The word that I'm talking about is no. And it's pretty much underused word for many of us. You see, we are living in a pretty polite society, especially us lot in the UK. We are real people pleasers generally, and we find it really difficult to say no. So, what happens when we say no is we say yes to ourselves. So, when we say no to others, we say yes to ourselves. Now, so many times in life, don't you think, wouldn't you agree that we just end up saying yes to do things for other people because we want to be a great partner, we want to be a good mom, we want to be a good friend or a sister or whatever it is? And what that does over time, it really impacts our own self-worth and our own self-esteem. See, if you're saying yes to others and no to yourself over a period of time, that's going to create resentment in your body. Now, I think we've all had that experience where we've said yes to something and we've known right at that very moment that actually we didn't want to do that thing. Yet we still said yes. And then when we come to do that thing, we're doing it really scornfully. We're cross while we're doing it, and it's making us feel not in a great mood. And so the thing is to understand yourself to such a level that saying no becomes a priority. Now, I was having a conversation with a lady yesterday, and this wonderful lady suffered with, and she was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago. And she said to me, it took the cancer diagnosis and the recovery for her to start to say no to others and start to say yes to herself. Now, I don't want you to get to the point where you're suffering with some kind of health crisis before you start to learn to say no. You need to start really listening to what's best for you. Now, I'm not talking about being really selfish and only doing things for you, but I'm talking about putting your own oxygen mask on first. And really, we have been taught to put everybody else before ourselves. And that is a luxury that we cannot afford at the moment. This is a necessity. So when we learn to say no, it really works into our own self-esteem and building that self-esteem. Because what you start to do, you start to value what's really important for you. You start to value your own time. There's so many things that we can get back in life, but time is one of those things that we can't. It's finite. We don't have loads and loads of it. So it's really important that you're spending your time wisely and you are putting yourself to the top of the list and not at the bottom. Don't let yourself get to a point where you feel stressed, anxious, upset, resentful, negative, and just miserable because you're too busy saying yes to everybody else rather than putting your own powerful boundaries in place where you say no. I know you can do this. It may be difficult. I know I've spoken to many of you recently who finds this stuff difficult. So start with the small things. And what I would say is really feel into something. And if somebody asks you to do something and you're not quite sure because you're not sure how to express these new awarenesses that you have inside your body, just say to them, can I think on that? Is that all right? Would you mind giving me a couple of hours and I'll come back to you? Or can I let you know tomorrow? Is that okay? You're not doing anything wrong by just taking some time out to think about it. And then you can go back to them. And if you feel it's the right thing to do for yourself, then you can go back to them and say, oh yeah, of course I'll do that. Or actually, that's not going to work for me this week, but maybe another time. It's not going to make you a bad person to really start honouring and respecting your own body, your own time and your own life. You've got it. Take care and I'll see you again soon.